Mia was only 11 months old. Her mother, Helen, was a careless and cruel woman who never truly wanted a child. When Mia cried, Helen would sometimes lock her in a dark room for hours, ignoring her hunger and fear. That night, Mia was crying again. She was hungry. She was terrified. But Helen, too busy drinking and watching TV, didn't care. Hours passed. The baby never stopped crying. And then, all of a sudden, there was silence. Helen, slightly annoyed, finally went to check the crib. Mia was gone. The doors were locked. The windows were shut. The alarm hadn't gone off, but the baby had disappeared without a trace. Authorities searched everywhere. The house had no possible exit that the child could have used. There were no signs of a break-in. It was as if the baby had simply vanished into thin air. Helen strangely didn't seem too upset. Someone probably took her. Maybe now I can finally get some peace, she told the police. But Mia was never found. For years the case was forgotten, until strange things started happening in 2022. Helen's house became a place of strange occurrences. Neighbors reported seeing a pale girl with pitch black eyes lurking near the windows. Sometimes, she could be seen standing completely still in Helen's yard, staring at the house. Other times, she would scratch the doors at night. But the most disturbing part? She didn't move like a human. Then the nightmares began. Helen woke up one morning with deep scratch marks on her back. But she lived alone. Who could have done this? The next night, her bedroom door creaked open on its own. She saw something. A shadowy figure standing in the corner of her room. And then, the whispers started. "Are you my mother?" Helen's blood ran cold. That night, she saw her again. A tall, thin girl with pitch black eyes, standing inside her crib. Helen turned to run, but something invisible pinned her to the ground. Her hands and feet were tied. A blinding fabric covered her eyes. And when she finally heard a voice, it made her heart stop. "Did you forget me, Mother?" Helen gasped in terror. Mia's empty black eyes widened. Shadows loomed behind her. The air turned ice cold. Helen tried to scream, but no sound came out. That night, no one heard her final cries. The next morning, Helen's body was found inside the old crib. Her eyes were hollow, her skin covered in strange markings. But the most horrifying detail? Carved into the wooden frame of the crib were the words, "If you had cared for your child, you would have lived."